Daniel Laitman is my only son, one of 4 children. And growing up, he was always different. He was slower to walk. He wasn't as social. And he really had trouble initially making a lot of friends. And he was really poor with making eye contact with people and developing his social skills. So we had him evaluated by the psychologist, and he started to see a psychologist in therapy, and they talked to him. Unbeknownst to us, though, he was starting to hear voices at that point. And he hid it well. Never told his psychiatrist, never told us, had a great academic year, and went away to summer camp. The voices diminished somewhat, but he remained very paranoid, admitted to us that he was hearing voices constantly that were telling him that, he can't eat this. He was afraid his mother was poisoning his food. He couldn't look in the mirror, otherwise he'd lose his soul. One of the things, even back then, he was very concerned about, even worse than losing his soul, was that he was afraid he was going to lose his comedy, because Daniel was, even then, thinking about being a stand-up comic. I've seen mental illness really rip families apart. I've seen parents get divorced. I've seen where one parent said, I don't believe in mental illness. This is nonsense. Shape up or ship out. And usually that's the dad, unfortunately. And the mom says, this is mental illness. We have to recognize it. Our family was the opposite. So my wife and I would stay up nights. We would search the literature. We were blessed by being introduced to a clinical psychologist that really inspired us. Someone, I tell people, don't ever give up hope, and be willing to accept help, and know that it's going to be a lot of work. But if you're really willing to do the work, your child really has tremendous potential. Just because they have schizophrenia doesn't mean that they can't be someone who will contribute to society, who can make the world a better place. Daniel has now graduated from SUNY Purchase on the dean's list, I believe the last year entirely, and with honors, and now is living independently in New York City and performing on a regular basis at a variety of comedy clubs. Does he still hear voices every day? Not every day, but most days he'll hear some voices, but he doesn't let it interfere with him. When he's on the stage, when he's performing, everything is just him and the crowd, and everything is quiet, and he's in his element. Daniel is learning to be an independent person, learning to become someone that other people can look up to. And I think what actually gives him the most satisfaction, besides getting on the stage and getting a laugh, is that he's actually started to mentor other people. And they look up to him. And I just sit there and I look at that. And there's a Jewish word called kvel. Kvel? And it just means to be incredibly proud of him. And that's where we are right now with Daniel.